Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
Checked on. Am I checked on?
You are so checked on, buddy.
Check me on. Check me up.
Check
Disco lady.
me on. Oh, I was doing a different song.
Check me on tonight.
Checking on the dock of a bay.
Check on me.
Check on me. All right. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody.
Tuning on in.
Let's tune it out.
You guys tuned in.
Yeah, tune in, turn off, and drop out.
Yeah, of college. If you're in college, drop out.
Yes, please.
It's a scam.
It really is a fucking scam. That's my advice to all young people.
Did you graduate college?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So drop out. 2 people who graduated.
Yes. And we're doing great.
Telling you, look at us now.
Yes. You could be us.
This is what happens if you graduate college.
Yeah, so don't, clearly. But yes, I'm your host, Kyle Ruff, joined by Matt Newland. How you
Thanks
doing,
for
buddy?
having me, buddy. Good to be back in this studio.
In the studio.
Yeah, I'm good, man. You?
Yeah. Great. Well, we were just catching up, because I haven't seen you in fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then like, why don't we just do it
Kalen's bash.
for our loving audience here?
I know. We're wasting all the good material just talking like normal people.
Yeah, like assholes having
Like
like a
for
friend-to-friend conversation.
Yeah,
like,
just like we're interested in each other rather than putting this online. Like we're
Yeah.
idiots.
yeah, what a waste.
Yeah.
Fucking waste of time.
No, yeah. So where were we at?
Where are we at? What's happened since the last? So we did the last one right after the roast, and that was right after we came back from New Hampshire.
Yep.
So since then,
You've been hitting the road.
I've been hitting the road. I had a
Excellent.
little double stop road trip. I was in Reno, Nevada.
Yep.
Technically, actually, I was in Sparks, Nevada, which is like a suburb.
Yeah.
But if anyone
Inside.
asks, I was in Reno. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Reno, Las Vegas.
Yeah. Reno, Las Vegas. It was, yeah. And it was for the Libertarian National Convention. Again, I got to do my stupid politics fucking groupie thing.
Ride it, dude.
Fucking
Ride that fucking whale, bro.
Why not?
Or whatever they say.
I think that's the term.
It's from Free Willy. Ride that whale.
Ride that whale. Like
So-
when the kid's riding the whale and it
Yeah.
jumps over the rocks.
And everyone
yeah.
on the boat's like, ride that whale.
Yeah, dude. And all chugging fucking Monster Energy drinks.
I don't. I actually never saw that.
I think I'm pretty sure that sounds right.
They made like 4 Free Willies. At least 3 of them.
Did they really?
They made 3 Free Willies. Just could not get the fucker free.
He just kept getting. It was like 7 years a slave. He just kept getting captured. You think he would just be free already?
Yeah, no, it took him a bunch of movies, but I think he's free.
Is he?
Yeah,
He probably just died.
the San Diego Zoo, free as a bird.
Free to die in captivity, depressed and on heroin.
So Reno, you flew to Reno.
So flew to Reno, which was awesome. Got to see kind of like know a lot of homies, especially from like Colorado. But this was like the national convention of dorks, and so I got to bring my dorks, like team up with my dorks, and meet all the other dorks from all over the country, and it was super cool.
You see some people from New Hampshire from the Shell Show.
You know, let's see. Did I see anyone from the Shell? I don't think I remember him from the Shell Show specifically. Oh, the one guy, Dennis, was there.
Nice.
The guy who runs Porkfest. I saw him.
Yeah.
Who we just saw there. He was the tall guy. The tall guy that I was talking to. Well, he said he actually started the first comedy club in Boulder.
Oh, I didn't know
forever
that.
ago. Yeah, I forgot. I think I forgot to tell you
The
that.
Dennis, and he has the wife.
Yeah,
I talked to his wife, for like 30 minutes.
yeah, they're super cool. He's the
Yeah.
guy who organizes Porkfest. That
Yep.
thing I do.
All right.
In New Hampshire, which I'm not gonna be able to do this year just because it's like a shitload of money.
They got to pay you more money.
Yeah. Well, they're
Yeah,
like,
draw a fucking
look,
line.
this is like a good opportunity for you, so we're not going to pay you. And I was like, that was true the first time, but I'm like, now it costs like $1,000 for me to get there.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I can't just keep dumping this money.
No, and it's.
And it'd be one thing too, because I can't. We have a show here that same weekend because that's coming up in just 2 weeks. So I couldn't even stay the whole time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right and go be a fucking hippie in the woods for a week. But I'd have to leave right before
Or for your set, thank God.
Basically, yeah. Like, and Kyle, where is he? And I just in the car driving away. But anyways, so yeah, but I did see a couple people from other places, some guys that I met in California and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But we set up the show, so it was me and Dave Smith and Robbie the Fire Bernstein in front of the show.
Yep.
And we rented out this place. It's called the Alpine, which is stupid because like we're Alpine.
Yeah,
and
we're the real
fucking,
Alpine.
Yeah,
They're desert.
They're the desert. Although there actually was like really sick mountains, like from where my hotel
It was beautiful.
It was actually pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I took a video. I was gonna make a vlog, and I made like the first half of it, and I just kind of forgot to keep making videos. I don't know if I have enough to piece anything together, but we'll see. But anyways, yeah, there was a video I took where it's like looking at the skylight, like from because I'm on like the 17th floor. I'm like looking around, I'm like, wow, look at all these mountains. And I looked down, and like right across the street was just like a trash heap scrapyard.
Yeah,
there's like graffiti everywhere.
The
and shit.
juxtaposition.
Yeah, it was like beautiful Reno, Nevada. But anyway, so this place called the Alpine was like a brewery, music, what's the word I'm looking for? Venue, that was like right in downtown Reno. We were kind of like a few miles down where we were staying. But it was this really cool pizza place on one side, and then the other side was just this giant open room, probably about, I mean, the stage was huge. The stage was probably like maybe like 30 feet across and like 20 deep, something like that.
20 feet deep?
Yeah.
Or are we going metric?
No, I can't talk metric, dude.
Meters.
It was about 14 meters.
14 meters deep.
It was young.
It was a decent sized stage.
So yeah, so for all of our European listeners, it was pretty big.
It was a decent sized stage.
Yeah, pretty big stage. And the weird part though was the green room was right behind the stage, and there was these doors like kind of like what do you call it, like sliding doors going in and out.
Yeah.
So if you were sitting backstage, like look out, it'd be like the whole audience was just looking right at you. So it was hard to like kind of like hide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was a couple times where like I had to get back to the green room and the outside door wasn't locked or was locked, and so I couldn't go around. So I had to like kind of like sneak behind. It was, I don't know, it was kind of shitty. But other than that, awesome, 300 seats. The first show sold out, and then they added a second show, but they already had a live podcast planned for after the first show. So it went show, live podcast, another show. But the first show started about 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
Because people were just so fucking rowdy. They were chanting "End the Fed" and other.
Oh my God! You couldn't
like
get the chance to stop,
dude. Like shit like that. It was just like everyone sit down because everyone showed up. Of course, like the doors opened at 6 and nobody got there until 7. And they all wanted to get a beer.
Yeah.
And it was like this giant long bar along the side.
That many like-minded people in a room too,
dude.
The
energy was
excitement gets up there.
Oh God, yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
And it was like in the in this little politics world, I've heard people refer to it as like celebritarians, which is like the well-known podcasters and dorks and shit.
Oh
of the
God,
scene.
that's
and so they were all
lame.
there,
Yeah.
and so then all the dorks want to talk to each other and ask each other questions, and shit like that. And that's part of why nobody sits down and shuts the fuck up. So we finally start 45 minutes late. I do. I was supposed to do 15. It felt like less than that. I don't even know how much
Time
I
flies
did.
when you're having fun.
When you're having fun. And it was such an electric audience. I could have just been like, boobs. And they would have been like, oh my God.
You ever notice how curly pubes are?
Yeah,
They'd
right?
be like, what?
What's the deal with pubes?
They are curly.
They are curly. And so the energy was just electric. And I did well. I got a standing O from I think 2 or 3 people, which was cool. Which is pretty fucking cool.
That's what's up. Standing up from 2 or 3.
From the opening spot, I was like, I'll take it.
That's nice. So how did they bring you up, or did you just go up and start talking? Because I know like the conventions can be weird.
Yeah. Well, for that one, we just did pass the mic. I didn't have a host, so Robbie just with like a god mic just gave me an intro from behind the stage, and I just went on.
Okay, yeah.
And then I introed Robbie, and then he introed Dave.
Yeah. And
Was
then
how
Dave
we did.
introed you to do the...
And then we just kept going over and over.
Yeah.
And then 7 hours later, we quit. But, yeah.
So they all sat there through the first show and then the podcast.
So they
then
sold
new
tickets
new people
for...
came?
for each one separately.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I'd say most of the people who went to the first show went to the podcast, and then there was some overlap with the second show too.
Yeah.
But the second show was because the first show sold out so quick, so it was mostly stragglers that kind of came in for the later show, and the podcast and the first show were mostly the same audience.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't do anything for the podcast. I just sat there and drank. And but like the first show, so it started 45 minutes late, and then Dave goes long. And so the podcast started at least an hour late.
Yeah.
And then that went long too. And so the late show was supposed to start at midnight? And then it ended up starting at 1.
Jesus Christ.
Or no, it was supposed to start at 11, ended up starting a little bit after midnight.
Hour and a half show?
Yeah.
Holy Lord.
Dude, I was like, after the first show, I was like, yeah. And so I was like having beers. Because, of course, it's the green room. There's just free beers everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like hanging out and showing people a good time. And I was sneaking people in. I was like, you want to meet Dave? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, follow me. Like, being all cool and shit.
Yeah.
And I had some beers. And at one point, I was like, fuck, I need to make sure like my head's right for the second show. And so I ended up chugging like a Red Bull, like probably like 20, maybe like 30 minutes before I went on stage.
Yeah, classic 11:30 p.m. Red Bull.
As you do.
Yep.
And then also this other guy gave me like one of those Zen things, but it was like a coffee ground one.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. And I kind of didn't think about it, but I double dipped. And by the time I got on stage, I was shaking. Because
Really?
I had so much caffeine in me.
So they were caffeine pouches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a coffee ground thing that you suck on like it's chew or whatever.
And it was awesome?
I mean, I don't know. I was too focused on what I was doing, but I got on stage for the second show, and I remember being on stage and being like so jittery, like it felt like I was nervous, but like I had a moment where I was like, I'm not nervous. What's going on? And I was
Did you
like,
tell him that?
no.
You should have told the audience that.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
nervous.
Yeah, I'm not normally like this. I don't know how visible it was. I haven't seen the video of it or anything yet.
Yeah.
But like I felt like weird, and I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
And it was like even though the show was still going well again the second time around, and I like got a lot of really cool compliments from people afterwards and a bunch of Twitter followers and shit, which I never used Twitter before. So
You gotta
that's
get
cool.
on Twitter. I've been telling you to get on
I know.
Twitter.
I'm starting to get on the Twitter now that people are following me, I guess.
Now that there's some sort of means.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, oh yeah, I
Rather
guess.
than just screaming into the void like the rest of us.
Exactly. Yeah, and I just have a little tiny collection outside the void.
Yeah.
Inside the void, I guess. But yeah, so it was awesome, but I was like, I think I did like only like 10 or 12 minutes because we were like, let's wrap this one up early because it's so fucking late.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I got off stage, but I was just like shaking. It was such a weird feeling to like literally have a moment on stage where I'm like, what is wrong with me right now? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not nervous. I know what I'm doing right now. And I was just kind of like looking at my shaking hands, and I was like, oh yeah,
The substances.
the substances.
Yeah.
I've had enough
The
caffeine to
caffeine.
kill a horse.
The booze.
Yes.
Ups and downs.
The ups and downs.
You already had the adrenaline from the first show. If you had some that
Right.
worn off, and then you're like, I gotta get it going again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a weird mix. So that was all cool.
You should have done some heroin. That would have calmed you down.
Yeah. I've heard, I mean, that usually does well with comedians and performers in general.
Yeah.
too.
Well, there's a reason they all do it.
That's really they all
Because
do
it
it.
makes you better. It makes you better.
It's science at
At
this
this
point.
soul-sucking search of a existence.
You wipe away a tear.
Nice though. Shows went good.
So that was cool. And then I went to Austin and I did Childerberg 4, which I was had also performed. Me and Robbie both left and went to that. We were both at Childerberg 3, which was a cool time. It was a good hang. I did a live podcast on Sunday before we left with some homies on Robbie's show. There was like a bunch of us who were all podcasters there.
Nice.
And we kind of did like a big mashup podcast together.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was fun, just dicking around. And then, but the show, so the show was outside, 1, in the heat of Texas, 2.
Yeah.
And it's at like, it starts at like 8 when the sun's like really starting to like get down in people's face, and people had been boozing all day.
Ugh.
So it was like, I went up there and it was just kind of like shouting into the void, like it's Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, I get up there and I like do a couple jokes, and the energy is just not there. And I look down because it was one of those things where there's like a big crowd too, but they were all in the back.
Okay.
And the front was like picnic tables, but they were like sparsely. People were
Yeah.
sparsely sitting at them. But the guy closest to the stage, I looked down. He's fucking asleep.
Nice.
He's asleep.
That's hilarious.
And I actually like at one point I was like, this guy's fucking asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm messing with him. And I told like 2 more jokes that didn't go over. Or just like low energy, and I just get off the stage and I walk down and I like grab this guy by the leg and I was like, "How you doing, man? You hanging in there? How's your day going?"
Was he just wasted? Or?
I mean, he was just kind of like, yeah. He wasn't so much hammered, he looked just tired. Because it was
Heat
93
exhaustion.
degrees too.
Oh my god, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, 93 in like humid, sweaty Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah, guy in the front's asleep. I go down there and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, wake up." And he's like, I'm like, "Man, this is fucking hard."
I'm trying everything here, man.
Yeah, I'm just up here chugging dicks. Yeah, it was.
How long did you do?
I did 20.
Felt like 40.
Felt like 900 years. I did a solid 20. And it was, like I said, it was fun.
How far into your set? That's one of my favorite parts of it when someone bombs or when I bomb. It's like at what point in my set was it 2 minutes in that you have the thought like, "Oh fuck, this is not good."
Oh, less than that.
Yeah.
It was almost immediately. I had like my first kind of quick ones and it was kind of like, nah,
Yeah.
from like the back. And I was like, fuck.
Oh, I'm screwed.
And I was like, and I like, I had it. So, like, I had, like, my notes. I shouldn't have even brought any fucking notes. It was one thing that was stupid. I need to just stop doing that. But I kept having to, like, wanting to, like, walk forward and gauge the crowd because they were so far away. But then, like, I couldn't just, like, glance back at my notes, so I'd have to take, like, 3 steps backwards and turn around and look at the stool.
That'll throw you off,
and it
too.
threw my rhythm off so much. So that was just pacing back and forth, like, anyways. Like,
hit the punchline and then you're like, all
right,
couple.
guys? And then I go back.
Shit. Yeah.
But by the end of it, I had them. It was like, there's a noticeable difference where it's like after the Thursday show, everyone's coming up to me and being like, "Dude, that was awesome. Cool to meet you. Let's take a picture, this and that and that and that." And then like Saturday, people are walking off and they kind of like give them a nod and they kind of like give you like, they're like, "Hi."
Yeah,
and just like keep
whatever.
Yeah, they like don't even want to look at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, man. They like feel awkward for you.
That's good. That keeps you balanced.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt that way afterwards. But then, we went to like that stage was at this distillery, and then they have this campground that they basically like take over for this festival, and everyone camps there. And so we went there to party. And walking around though, like I would bump into people like, "Oh, you're the comedy guy. You're really funny." And I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." So you'd be way cooler if you laughed.
Yeah.
Out loud.
That would have
before.
been sick if you laughed or just gave me some money right now.
Yeah, just give
way.
me money.
That would be cool too.
Just give me money out
Either
of your
one of
wallet.
those. So you guys are just good old fashioned hippie, not hippie dirtbags.
There's kind of. It's
That's
a weird
the libertarian crew. That's
it's
kind of
a
what I
weird
get. Like
mix.
hippie, not hippie, kind of dirtbag, kind of straight laced.
Right.
It's
Well,
a
there's
weird combination.
It's a mix between the hippie ones because there's left wing people and right wing people that are all kind of like in the same group.
Yeah.
They have like kind of like common ground of basically just like fucking don't tell me what to do, government.
Yeah. Don't poke me in the chest.
Yeah. So like you get dudes in suits and you get dudes that are hippies selling mushrooms out of their fucking camper. Like in the same weekend.
Yeah.
Because I went to like the convention
That's
where
so
it was
weird.
like people were like, "I object," and like motioning and like actually having like a conference.
Yeah.
To
like debates and shit.
Like actual debates and things like that and litigations and I don't even know if that's the right term. Whatever.
Yeah.
Go from that to a similar crowd 2 days later that's just like camping in the woods and literally just like selling like homemade mead.
Yeah,
and like
guns, mushrooms,
Yeah.
whatever fucking goes.
Yeah, whatever
Goddamn
goes
Texas.
in the woods. Dude,
How long were you in Texas?
just I was gonna stay like 2 days. Because we got in Saturday morning, did the show Saturday night. I was gonna stay Sunday and leave Monday, but I was so fucking worn out.
Yeah.
Because this whole time too, like in the hotel, even with all these guys like doing all their like political stuff, it's a big fucking party the whole time.
Okay.
And of course, everyone's like, like, "Oh, like let me buy you a drink," and this.
Did
and
you
that.
give your room number out on stage?
No.
You should have.
I should have. If there's any women there, it might have been handy. But
I gave my room number out at the corporate gig we did.
you
remember?
did. he did.
Just bombing.
It's too bad that I was too hammered to even like hang out with anyone in the hotel room afterwards.
Thank God no one showed up.
Yeah, thank God. But anyways, yeah. So it was a crazy weekend. I was completely worn out. I ended up buying paying extra just to leave early.
Just to get the
I
fuck
was
out.
like, I need to go home.
Yeah.
I pay like an extra $100 to move my flight up a day. But yeah, awesome, great time. Met a lot of awesome people.
Yeah.
Super stoked about the future of what me and my people are doing.
Yeah, taking over the world.
We're gonna be making some noise, dude. It's gonna be
Taking over the
be
world.
Fucking cool.
Oh, you guys will just die like the rest of us.
Probably. Oh, did you? Question for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen Top Gun yet?
I haven't seen Top Gun yet. God damn
I'll have
it.
to save that for the next.
And I've been so busy doing a whole lot of other stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
not
you been
really.
doing?
I ran the marathon yesterday, and that
You did?
fucked me up.
So
Yeah.
what was your total time on marathon?
4 hours 13 minutes.
Man,
But
just running for 4 hours.
Yeah, but I started 3 minutes late, which is not
So it was really 4 hours and 10 minutes.
4 hours and 10 minutes. That's what I really went with.
That's
And last year I got like 4 hours 27 minutes.
It's
So I
pretty good.
shaved some time off. That's
Shaved
hard to fucking
17
do.
minutes off.
Tough to do.
That's not
But
easy.
now I'm just fucked up from it. And like the week before, like trying to build up to make sure I don't fucking die when I'm out there.
Yeah.
It was just quite a bit, but I don't know, man. I haven't done stand up, I don't think, since the last fucking the roast. Did we do something after that?
Nope.
No. So I haven't done stand. I've just been writing actually, which has been fucking nice.
That's good.
I got this new fucking method I'm doing where I'm doing like the journal in one book, free writes in another book, and then just stand up jokes in a different book, just to try to separate them so I can get a better view of what I'm doing, you know, and a little more organization.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hit at least one or two of those every day.
Nice.
I think I've been writing a good amount of shit, but I don't know. We'll see tomorrow, I think, when we go to open mic.
We're getting back
But
at it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually been fucking kind of nice because, I don't know, when you do too many shows, at least for me, not too many, I never do too many shows, but when you're doing
Right.
shows like consistently, it's easy just to be like, all right, play the hits. We always say that,
Yeah.
you know, play the hits. But now that I haven't been going up on stage that much, I'm like, all right, I can write some shit down that I actually want to try.
Sure.
And have a moment to think about it.
Yeah.
So
Without the pressure of like, oh, I gotta have it done by Tuesday. You can just like have some time to
Yeah.
expand on some
And
shit.
then look back on it tomorrow before we go on fucking stage
Yeah.
and see if I want to do anything. So that's been good, man. What else? Just been fucking working like a goddamn douchebag,
Yeah.
bro. Working, fucking running, trying to write. I'm doing this new cell phone thing where I don't keep my cell phone on me, bro.
That's a good move.
Check this. So I'll walk you through it, but look at this. You can see that it's just a tiny notepad
Yeah.
that I have. I keep in my pocket instead of my cell phone. But so I'll like check. I just didn't like however much I was checking my phone
Dude,
all the time.
It's driving me
dude.
nuts. I'm doing it way too much.
Just subconsciously
Yeah.
check your phone, and all of a sudden I'm on Twitter. I'm like, why did
Yeah.
I didn't need to
I
open
do that
Twitter.
like without even thinking. I'm just looking at Instagram and I'm like, well, how did this even happen?
So yeah,
I hate it.
I would catch myself doing that and just be like, I've checked it 4 times today and nothing has fucking changed.
Right.
They're still talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Fucking great, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So I was like, I'm done with that. So I'll check my phone like for 30 minutes in the morning, which is a lot. So I call it allowing myself to scroll.
Mhm.
So I'll check all the socials, scroll as much as I want, respond to people, do that, and then when I go to work, I leave the phone in the car, and then I can go on lunch, see if I've got any texts or anything, check that out, see if there's any emergencies, put it back, and then check it out at night, and text people back, and then check Facebook and Twitter and fucking Snapchat one more goddamn time. And it's been the coolest part is like throughout the day, like I'll literally reach into my pocket
And there's nothing
to
there.
grab my phone. It's just my notepad. So like that moment where like you would be mindlessly scrolling on your phone, I reach in there and there's nothing there, and I go, okay, like now what? Now what should I think of?
Right.
I think it's just a little better for my creativity
Oh, absolutely.
to not have that fucking shit on me. And I don't,
Yeah.
and it just got to the point where it's like 98% of the time when I'm on my phone, there was no reason.
There's no reason. You're literally just a zombie in a trance.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're trying that out, and I'm not famous enough or successful enough to need my phone on me all the time yet. So I'll do it while I can, ladies and gents. But it's been fucking nice, dude.
I bet.
I can see myself like not as checking my phone as much, not even reaching in my pocket, like kind of breaking that. There was like 2 days where it's almost like a withdrawal,
Mhm.
but I would still allow myself that 30 minutes, but it was still like I would get like snappy with people and be like, dude, it's like I was literally quitting nicotine or quitting weed or something like that. And I
Or
would
something worse.
It felt this, it felt like the same side effects though.
Yeah.
Just shortness, short with people, and fucking hot for no reason. Like, oh God,
That's wild, dude.
I'm literally going through withdrawals. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean you get a dopamine rush from checking your phone and scrolling. It's the excitement of the possibility of what am I going to see next
Oh
when
my
I go
God.
up.
Yeah.
And that gives you like a dopamine hit in the same way that fucking doing drugs gives you a dopamine
Same-
hit. By the way, let me get one of those.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah, it's like exactly like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Every time I went to take a piss at work, that's where I'd always check my phone. So every time I walked in there, I was like Pavlov's fucking dog.
Yeah.
I started to drool and like reach for my phone, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't fucking have it. Think about something else.
I've been trying to not every time I take a dump, you just sit and you look at your phone.
Yeah.
I've been trying to not bring in my phone when I do that, and it's just kind of like,
Just looking around your
just
bathroom.
looking around the bathroom.
It's a nice bathroom.
Yeah, it's like, oh look, there's some shit over there. I need
Way
to clean
faster
up.
dumps too, huh?
Oh yeah,
In and out.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to do.
No
Yeah.
reason to just sit there.
That's fucking that's the other thing I noticed too. I could take 25-minute shits in the morning.
Oh god, yeah.
Easily.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, let the aftershocks hit, dude.
Yeah,
And make sure
dude.
you get everything out. But no, that's been cool. And it's cool to have like the little notebook and pen in my I feel like I'm in the 90s, bro.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I feel like, that's interesting. Because the other part on my phone is that's where I'd write ideas or jokes.
Yeah, well, I have the pen on my phone. but
Yeah.
I pull out the stylus, which is like part of why I like justified getting this phone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But like that was always one of the reasons I was like, you gotta have your phone on you. What if you forget the best joke in the whole world, dude? Which is just bullshit.
Which is
But now I
stupid.
got it, and it's been nice, dude. I feel like an actual writer with this on. You want to talk about Stranger Things?
Yes.
Do you watch it?
Yup.
What do you think?
Dude. This
you-
is the best season yet.
You're into it?
Were you not into it?
No, I
Really?
checked out after season 2. One of my favorite things is to talk
Ah.
shit on Stranger Things.
Oh. So season 2 sucked. Well,
Yeah.
I guess it was up and down. Season 2 and 3 were both like had some good, had some bad. Season 1 is phenomenal. Season 1's fucking
season 1,
fantastic.
they should have stopped there and they would have gone down in history.
This one might be the best one yet.
God, I heard that episodes are like 8 hours long, though.
They're like each one's like an hour and 10, hour and 20 sometimes.
I can't get on board with. I cannot support that.
No?
I cannot.
I love it, dude.
I'm not an episode guy either. I'm finding out like as far as TV shows go. Like
you
of
like
course
you like
South
movies
Park.
more?
I'm more of a movie guy is what I'm
Okay.
hearing. But of course like the original fucking the best shows, South Park, all those, I'll fucking watch those all the time.
Yeah.
But I think having like what they're doing with Marvel now, like Loki's got his own series. They're doing WandaVision's got her. It's just giving them excuse to be boring as shit.
to drag shit out.
You know, they can just be boring. In a movie, you got 2 hours to wrap this up.
Right, you gotta kind of like
Fit
get
as
get
much
out.
stuff as you can. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what Stranger Things is doing, even though it was never a movie. It's just like, oh my, what other antics are these kids getting into?
Well, so here's the thing: is not
You know what
only
they
is
need?
it-
They need Jesus. I do love. I do love talking shit on Stranger
they
Things.
they need Jesus.
Those kids. That could help them. You know what would help them fight these monsters? Going to church on
Yeah,
Sunday.
little holy
Fucking
water.
Heathens.
Yeah,
And I heard Elle lost her powers this year. Of course, Elle lost her. Are you sure she lost her powers?
but she's got to go through a journey to get them back through her own past.
Yeah, dude. And they're like all 15, but they're really 29 years old.
Yeah,
I'm done with it. I was done in season 2. But I don't mean to shit on it. I do mean to shit on
I mean,
it.
so, yeah.
But what do you think? You legitimately think it's the best?
So this, as far as dragging it out though, so this season came out all at once as they do with Stranger Things.
I thought they were doing like half the season and then half
They did.
later. Oh,
So
that's
they dumped
fucking-
like I think it was 6 or 8 episodes that are all an hour and 20 minutes long, and then it ends and they're like season 2 coming in 1 month
part
2,
part
season
2 of
4
season
part
4.
2 coming
oh
in
my
1 month.
God. Part 5 of season 7.
But they did so they and this one has been the most clever one yet because they
Spoil it up for me. I don't give a
that's
shit.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, spoiler alert for those listening, but there's a new bad guy at this time who kind of comes out of nowhere, and what he does is he takes over people's minds, and then like they fucking just die in this horribly gruesome way. That was the thing, like, is the because every episode somebody dies. Because this guy basically just like drops a little. He's like a psychic, and he'll drop a little thing in your head, and you start to go crazy. And it's like you watch like It, that Stephen King movie, It with the clown and shit. How when you're around him, you like hallucinate crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then eventually he kills you. It's the same thing. So he'll like drop a thing in your head, and then like slowly over a week you start seeing shit, and then it's like you remember a thing in your past that like you have guilt about, and he like exploits you for it, and then just fucking murders you. But the way people die is they float into the air, and then all of their bones break.
Oh,
they're like arms snap
Exorcism
and their jaw
shit.
things, and then their eyes explode, and then they fall to the ground.
that's pretty gruesome.
It's fucking it's way more gruesome than anything else that's ever been on that show. And so like the first episode,
Jesus
this
Christ.
kid is like this cheerleader is like freaking out because she like is having these visions, and so she's
They made the cheerleader a girl.
yeah, it's so sexist.
That's
right? She
fucking
wasn't even
sexist.
trans. I was like, what's the point of this?
Stranger Things is the most bigoted show.
That's what I said.
I think out right now.
There's only like 40% of the cast is minorities too.
Oh,
Right?
none of them are LGBs or Ts either.
There's a L.
There's a lesbian in there.
There's an L, and then I think they haven't really said it yet, but they're kind of like priming the waters to be like, oh, this one kid's totally a G too.
Will
is so gay.
is that? Did I hit that right? I
Yes.
could tell season 1 that homie
He's
was
kind
gay,
of a fruit,
bruh.
but in this one, he's like all upset that the one other guy won't talk to him anymore, and you can tell he's being extra gay about it.
Yeah.
He's being really gay.
That's
about
what they got. They better get on it or they're gonna get canceled.
it. Yeah, but it's wild. So the cheerleader's going to buy drugs off this drug dealer, and they're like, they don't normally hang out because he's a freak, and like she's a pretty girl.
Yep.
And then
Tale as old as time.
and then she just fucking dies in front of him, like in his house. She just like
The
floats
bone
up to the
breaking.
ceiling and then just goes, and you're like, whoa, like
yeah.
it's intense.
Okay.
It's fucking good. And then you find out. I won't say who it is, but you find out who this bad guy is, this new bad guy, and it ties like 3 different storylines together and puts it as one. It's like almost like a Game of Thrones Hodor type twist.
Yeah.
It's good. It's the best writing of all the seasons so far.
Okay.
So it is
That's
good.
fine. That's fine. Yeah. How many antics are
Right.
these children gonna get into?
I was ready to kind of give up because like I've been watching Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
but the latest season, like it's really I was just kind of like, dude, like
Yep.
this is grown men involved in high school drama. I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
I did. I fought through Cobra Kai, and that was like one of the last series I watched, and I was just like, I get it. There should be no more than 2 seasons per show unless it's.
Yeah.
I think you should leave Tim Robinson. Any sketch comedy.
Well,
any
sketch
good
comedy can go forever.
Comedy can do whatever it wants.
Yes.
All
thank
these
God.
other bullshit shows, they're just so goddamn boring, dude. And they just have the excuse of being like, "Oh, we got next episode to wrap up that thing we teased you about 4 episodes ago."
Yep.
And then we'll come to 2 conclusions throughout these 10 episodes.
Yep.
And you can go fuck yourself
And also,
because you're gonna watch next season.
and you're like, fuck, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have very little bandwidth in time for shows. I don't watch those shows. I'm watching Barry right now, though. You watched Barry before?
No, but my roommate says
Barry
it's
is
fucking fantastic.
phenomenal.
I've seen a couple episodes of the first season.
It's the best dark comedy I've ever seen.
God.
Because when it's dark, it's real dark, and when it's funny, it's like I'm screaming laughing.
Really?
But it's like subtle, clever funniness.
Well, it's Bill Hader, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's so smart. It's such a smart fucking show, and it's such a good like shits on how vain people in Hollywood are.
Nice.
You know, and like delusional they are
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Henry Winkler, the guy at the Fonz, he plays this like acting teacher.
Yeah.
And he's like the shittiest actor, and he's also incredibly vain and pompous, and like has all these. He's like kind of in the later seasons like trying to be a nicer guy, and there's just like he'll run into like some like guy, and he'll be like, oh, by the way, I'm sorry I threw coffee in your face 10 years ago on the set of Murder She Wrote or whatever. And the guy's like, thanks. It's like, it's so good. Anyone watching, Barry is my new favorite show on TV right now.
Okay.
HBO just fucking knocks it out of the park every time. 3 of my favorite comedies ever now: Barry, Silicon Valley, and Veep are all HBO shows and are phenomenal.
Speaking of HBO, did you watch the Carlin doc?
Not yet.
You didn't?
No, Reed watched it, told me it's amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
All right,
dude.
well, we're going to have to, before next podcast, we're going to have to, you got to watch Top Gun.
I'll watch
and
Top
I got to
Gun.
watch the Carlin
That'll
doc.
get done this week.
I might even watch it fucking tonight. It's a two-parter, isn't it?
2-part. They're both fucking long, but there's an end in sight.
Yeah,
because he
there's a
dies.
point.
So, dude, it's really good though. Judd Apatow is the king of comedy nerds. Always has been. He's the biggest comedy nerd of all time.
Nice.
So if anyone's gonna do a doc on fucking
It'd be
Carlin,
him.
it's
Yeah.
him. But it's got Bill Burr in it. It's got Jon Stewart in it. It's got all these other big names. Speaking of big names, did you watch Norm's new special?
Yes.
What did you think?
Dude. Yeah, I forgot because I was texting you about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Gorgeous, dude.
Just-
I
it was just
loved
like-
it. So I felt like I was reunited with my family when I watched
Yeah.
it, dude.
And he has a couple moments where he's like talking about his mom and he kind of like looks off to the side. He's like really like deep and like, man, fuck. My mom was such a great, like, he's like pouring out his soul
Yeah.
for you.
And then he
Um,
always wraps it up. I
yeah.
don't want to suck my mom's tits. Like he's the master, dude.
He had a couple bits. The one about eating people and if your
The
plane crashes
airplane.
was good.
How he starts that whole joke. He's like, after all these years, I think I finally figured out why I don't like flying. It's the crashing and dying.
It was dry. He had another one that was just like almost like a one-liner threw away. He was talking to me. He's like, everyone has so many opinions these days. Everyone's got an opinion on everything. He's like, back in the day, you had max 6 opinions. 6 opinions. And he's like, every once in a while you meet a guy who had like 8 opinions, you'd be like, God damn, that guy's opinionated.
It was always about food.
Yeah, like 5 of them about food.
No, there's a couple fucking laugh out loud moments I had in there, and also some because if you haven't watched it, he does it as like almost a Skype, like it's just
Yeah.
him.
It was him during the
with a
pandemic,
webcam.
and he's like, I'm dying, and he the quote was, I wanted to get this all out of my head.
Yeah, he was going in for surgery the next day.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't want to leave anything on the table. And it was the only thing I will say about it that I didn't like is not that I didn't like it, but I wish I had stopped watching it right when Norm stopped because there's a round table talk.
You didn't like the round table?
I liked it, but I wish I had like 2-3 days to
like process it?
process his fucking bits and
Yeah.
stuff rather than being like, what did Dave Chappelle and Adam
Yeah.
Sandler think about this bit? I mean, I liked listening to him, and obviously I wasn't going to turn it off once I saw
Right.
David Letterman, Conan, and everyone sitting there. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I'll watch this. But looking back now, I was like, I told my buddy to watch it, and I was like, when you watch it, cut off when Norm stops, and then watch the round table in a couple days.
Yeah, give it a minute.
Because I don't know, man.
Or even like an hour, like go get like a coffee or something and think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. I almost had the inkling to like, as nerdy and as stupid and as dumb as this sounds, just to like, it was like he was telling you how to do stand-up. Because he was doing an hour he did 53 minutes of material.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
To no audience.
To no audience, just
And
to himself.
You would see how he went through his bits, what his transitions were. You could see when he didn't have a transition because
Yeah.
he stuck with what am I talking about? Yeah, I don't really know. And then
Yeah.
he'd move on to something else. And you
Mhm.
could see, that would be a transition. That's where that would get a laugh. And
Right.
then he'd start a new subject.
Right.
So it was like, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I almost want to write all this shit down.
Yeah.
Like verbatim and see how it looks on paper. Because he's just doing
Yeah.
stand-up
Yeah. so
for no
beautiful.
one right there.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And you can see him like anticipating the crowd that's not there, which was
Mhm.
fucking crazy.
Well, he just is so built in, like just the way he communicates has like the funny like pauses built in.
Yeah.
Like he's not a fast talker by any means. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the impression you get from like even all those guys talking about him and stuff is that he's just like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and we've talked about this before. Like, so many of the really funny comedians that we've met are just like they are off stage, the same as on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could see that kind of come through with him just being like, "These are my thoughts. I'm just gonna throw them out Norm MacDonald style."
Dude, I was thinking how weird is it? Like, I've never met Norm MacDonald in my whole life, but I have this just strong connection towards him and whatever the hell he does, and I'm like sad that he's dead. Never met him in real life one
Yeah.
time.
I was almost like when it wrapped, I was like welling up a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
And then David Letterman came and asked a bunch of stupid questions and brought me out.
yeah, for sure. That exactly. I was like,
They
God, I
just-
wish.
Every 5 minutes of that round table, David Letterman would be like, "So, how do you think that would have been with an audience?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "This," and they talked, and then like 10 minutes later, he'd be like, "Did he ever do that for an audience?" Like he probably said the word audience in every sentence.
Yeah.
he said, and I was like, "Come on, dude, we get it."
Yeah, definitely. And also, Dave Chappelle starts talking. He says 2 things I noticed right away, and then he just says 1 thing and never goes back to the
To the
second
second
thing. And I was like, bro, you can't say 2 things and
Yeah.
then not count them down.
It was
But
also
he got like sidetracked talking about other
Yeah.
shit, you know.
I thought it was interesting to see how much of because all those people were fucking legends in that room. you
All I
know?
wanted to hear was Adam Sandler talk. About
Yeah,
him.
but you can see for one, I was gonna say you could see how much everyone there, like everyone who was talking to Chappelle, because like
Yeah.
Chappelle was like the guy who was the energy of the room, and he is like as big as like Conan and fucking Adam Sandler
yeah,
is.
dude.
They were all just like, yeah, this
What
is
does
what I
Chappelle
think,
think?
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like he's the alpha in like any situation.
That's true. I didn't really realize that.
But then like
yeah.
and Sandler was like shy.
yeah,
Like
dude.
he would like start a thing and then be like, I don't know what I'm saying. You know.
I think he was still super fucking sad.
Yeah, I
He
just really beat
watched
up.
one of his best friends do his last
Yeah,
bit of stand up.
yeah. And there's stories with like them on the road.
Yeah.
Like, man, that would have been awesome to see.
It's just, yeah, I could have just listened to him and Spade talk the whole.
I almost would have rather. I mean, Conan was great too, though.
Yeah.
Conan
Talking
was
about him
fucking-
on the late shows and how he didn't have to do a thing,
Oh God,
and everything Norm did was to a T how he planned it.
yeah,
But it looks nothing like. It looks like chaos.
yeah.
But he's all like, that's fucking insane.
He just
dude.
lives in chaos. Like
Yeah.
he just swims in it. You know.
And how David Spade never knew if Norm was fucking with him when he was like, "Can we get
Can
let's
we get
do
dinner?" He's like, "Are you joking?" Are
No
you-
way, there's COVID. I can't come over tonight. And then text him a couple days, be like, "Hey, Davey, we should do dinner." Like he never knew if that was a bit or
Yeah.
not.
Well, there was a story that Rogan told that because like Norm was just always doing bits just in life, where he was. So Rogan said he was on the plane with him flying somewhere. They just happened to sit next to each other. Remember this story? And Norm kept talking about how he quit smoking cigarettes and how he felt so good. And they get off the plane and the first thing he does is goes and buys a pack of cigarettes. And Joe's like, "I thought you quit." And he's like, "Well, I did." He just lights one up.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful.
It's
Just
amazing.
doing bits for no reason.
Oh, dude, if you want to see talking like Conan, if you look up like the best of Norm MacDonald on Conan, incredible.
Yeah.
There's one when he was still before he like took over for Leno and stuff, like way before he had TBS back in the day. Norm comes on and he's the first one, and then they bring in some fucking girl for some dumb TV show,
Yeah.
and like Norm just keeps making just cracks at her and cracks at her nonstop, and like the whole room is dying, and at a certain point, she's like, "Yeah, I'm on a show called Chairman of the Board," and they kind of pause, and Conan's like, "Do one with that funny guy," to Norm, and there's just a pause, and he goes, "Board spelled BORED." Like the whole room just fucking explodes.
Yeah, Conan
dude.
almost flips the desk.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's like, oh my god, it's one of the funniest fucking like impromptu jokes I've ever seen in my life.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god. I love the special, dude. I was like, that is fucking wild.
Yeah.
That he's when because I didn't know what it was gonna be about, and then I turned it on and it's just him in front of the computer, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So like after like 10 minutes, I was like, so when does the special start? And then I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Like it took me a while to realize, oh, this is it. He's just dumping out his thoughts. I didn't click for me at first.
That's how much he was like, I gotta get this fucking out. I gotta get.
Didn't want to leave anything on the table.
That's fucking wild.
Incredible.
It was
what a
almost
fucking-
desperate, like,
Yeah.
to get this shit out.
Yeah. That's just doing it for the love of the game. You know what I
Dude.
mean? Can't take it to the
So
grave.
wild. Yeah, I gotta rewatch it because there was like just sitting there watching the guy talk on the computer by himself, and there was a handful of times where I was laughing hard out loud, which is not easy to fucking do. when
No.
you're sitting there by yourself.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, dude. That was-
Incredible.
One last,
Amazing.
check it out if you haven't.
Check it out, Netflix.com if you want to see it.
Should we wrap it? We've been heavily following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. And we're
Yeah.
pretty two informed guys about it.
Sure.
So
What did you think about that final
we
verdict?
should we should give our opinions on
Because no
you
one
know,
else is online.
the
so we
trial
got to.
heard around the world.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah. I didn't even mean to, bro. I'm like Norm MacDonald up here.
Hey.
Just tossing them out. The trial heard around the world.
Yeah. We got in there depth? No, it doesn't work.
No. The whole thing was like a swarm of mosquitoes, dude. I just couldn't get away from it.
It's like roadkill.
I
You
wanted-
can't help but look at
I
it. dude.
wanted to get away from it so bad. I was running away from it. But everyone online was talking about it, and I kept getting bit. That's something I'm working on. I'll try that out on stage. Come check it out.
Come see us Tuesday night.
No, I thought our girl got dragged, bro.
Yeah?
What'd she get? She got like a $50 million. She has to pay $50
She's
million.
gonna pay a lot of money, dude. Well, he lost Pirates of the Caribbean because of her, which was supposed to pay him $50 million. And so they're like, this is your fault. Pay the man $50 million.
She shit in the wrong bed. That's really what this one was about. You cannot, under any circumstances, shit in someone else's bed
Right.
and smear it around.
Did she smear it around?
Laugh while you do it.
She just rubbed it on her face.
Rub it. Yeah, like
Ugh.
a witch.
She's a demon.
A demon witch. Yeah, you can't shit. I think if she didn't shit in his bed, then she would have had a real shot.
I had a better shot. That's for goddamn
A
sure.
real shot at winning this thing.
She might have been able to pull through, but the turd sunk her.
Yeah. Cannot shit. If you take one thing away, that's it. Don't shit in anyone's
Nope.
bed, no matter how mad you are at them.
Yeah.
No matter how much they don't take their shoes off when they come in the house.
You can't shit in
No
their
matter
bed.
how much they don't wash the dishes.
Yeah, no. How much they do coke and allegedly fish in your vagina trying to find coke.
Yeah. No matter how much they do that, you cannot shit in their bed.
No.
No matter how much you bang Johnny Depp. Can't. So if you're ever banging Johnny Depp, don't shit in his bed.
Which I plan to, hopefully, before I die.
It'd be a bummer if like that's something he was into though, like shit play. And
then
after
he just turned
after
around
this
on her.
case,
He's
yeah.
like, I thought you liked it. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's gross. I'm gonna sue you, and now he can never have that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory the other day.
Hey, she was the chocolate factory. That's a joke. I need to figure out that one.
Yeah, something about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and Amber Heard taking shits. There's a connection there.
That's the trial is renamed Willy Wonka versus the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm taking that one.
Yeah, that's all.
It's probably been done, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah, something with Chocolate Factory. That's one of Jeff Ross is one of my favorite throwaway jokes he had when they're roasting Roseanne, because they roasted Charlie Sheen the year before, and he goes, "Last year we roasted Charlie. This year we're roasting the Chocolate Factory."
Oh god, I just watched the roast of Luis Gomez from Skankfest. You know,
I've
Luis
watched
Gomez?
part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, fucking Shane Gillis is in it and
I
just
watched his part.
murders.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Did I send it to you? Because I was sending it to a bunch of people.
No, I watched it a couple months ago. He calls everyone gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Shane
goes-
Gillis does.
he just has this line. It is so funny, just his delivery. He just goes, Ari makes yoga videos online. No, he goes, yo. He just stops. He goes, Ari's yoga videos suck and are gay.
That was what I was thinking of.
And then he's like to Tony Hinchcliffe, he's like, I heard Tony has a Cadillac and the license plate says I roast. And he's like, dude, that's sweet. I don't know why everyone's calling you gay.
Oh my God.
Shane Gillis is the fucking best.
He is really good.
Did I already tell you about the podcast series with him and Louis C.K. going through the presidents?
I saw that. I watched the first 20 minutes of the first one, and
It's
I was
amazing.
like, God, I wish they would just talk about anything else.
Really?
Yeah,
I loved it, dude.
I was like,
It was 4 parts. I listened to all 4 parts straight for like 8 hours on the way back.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't get enough, man. It was like the whole flight on the airplane all the way back to Denver, and then fucking driving all the way back from Denver to here. I was just listening to that podcast.
Did they stick to the presidents the whole time? Or does it veer?
It veers, especially towards the end. I mean, Louis just starts going on stories and starts
Okay.
ranting and shit.
That's what I wanted to hear in the
Yeah.
first part, and then Shane Gillis like named every president front to back And I
Yeah,
was like,
that was right off the bat.
yeah, I was like, dude.
The first episode, because it seemed like they thought they could do it in one episode. It wasn't even close. But the first episode is just Shane and Louie going back and forth, and then was it Matt, the other guy, just being like, "Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy!" Like that's like all he brings to the table. And the next one, he's not even there, and it's just the two of them at Louie's house, and I think they just sat down for like 6 hours, and then they just cut it into 3 podcasts.
God,
it's so good.
Yeah, I would listen to that if it was anything other than presidents.
It's good, dude.
I bet.
I don't know.
But
If
you like
you-
politics.
You guys listening, if you like history or politics, but more so history, because
Historical politics.
yes, well, they go at it. They're like, we don't care what anyone's politics are. We just think, because Louis goes on this whole thing at the end of the first one and more in the second one about how much he loves Nixon, like what an interesting guy Nixon was, even though he gets shit all over. And he's like, oh, you kind of sucked about this and that, but he was like super interesting dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking good.
Speaking of Nixon, though, I rewatched Forrest Gump.
Oh, did
I
you?
don't know what's going on with Steamboat Comedy, but we got this thing for Forrest Gump.
We
So
love.
I couldn't
There's a lot
get
of Gump
enough.
fans here.
I watched it and I was like, I gotta write a bit about Forrest Gump,
Dude, there's so much.
And here's my take on it. I don't know if it's a bit, but Jenny,
Yeah.
not that bad of a person.
She just got AIDS. And she also was like, Forrest is a dork and I can't hang around you all the time. People are like, oh, he left her. Or she left him. She's so soulless. Like, yeah, well, he's a dork.
He's mentally slow.
Yeah, he's an actual retard.
Given her situation, an abusive alcoholic father growing up, so she's got a little leeway on that.
Yeah.
Not a great household growing up. And if you remember, in college, she tried to bang Forrest. You remember that
Yeah,
scene?
and Forrest was so uncomfortable that I couldn't even do it.
He comes in his pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
He
That's something I didn't put together as a kid, and then like
No,
later
I didn't
was
put it
like,
together till I watched this time. And I
Yeah,
was
because
like,
she's like on him, and then she's just like, oh, Forrest,
yeah,
and like gets off him.
yeah, because he shows up, and also Forrest is a huge cockblock. He fights like 3 different people that Jenny's trying to bang.
Yep.
Or not 3 of them.
And ruins her naked guitar show.
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
dick.
That's one of them. He's just constantly cockblocking her.
Yeah.
But in college, Forrest shows up. He's like, I brought you these chocolates, and Jenny's like making out with some dude in the car, and he fights that dude in the car.
Yeah.
And then Jenny takes him into her dorm room, and then is like, Forrest, have you ever been with a girl? And he's like, I've been with a girl in fucking this one class, and then she
I've been
puts
around my mama or whatever dumb shit he says.
dude, fucking idiot. And then she puts his hand on her tit, and he comes his pants.
Yeah.
And then you know what Jenny does? She goes, oh, and she makes a little joke, and then she cuddles Forrest because she's a good person.
Because he's a good person.
And she doesn't tell any of her friends, not like a lot of girls who I went to college with. You know?
Not like those bitches I knew growing
Yeah,
up.
not like a lot of who wouldn't and didn't keep that kind of stuff a secret to everyone.
Told all of biology.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
does she not try to bang the mentally slow guy for the next 20 years, and then she's all of a sudden the devil because of that?
Yeah.
And then she does bang him again, has his kid,
Yeah.
and rather than leaving him motherless, friendless, and childless,
She's so nice that she marries the retard.
she asks him to marry her
Yeah.
and then gives him the baby.
Yeah.
Pretty cool chick,
It's a pretty cool chick.
you know, and that was my take from. Also, it's just a really good movie.
And it's just fucking that scene when he's talking to her grave at the end.
Oh
I cry
God.
like a bitch
Bro,
every time I watch it.
you know what scene got me this time? And it was when she's sick though, and she's in the bed,
Yeah.
and he's telling her all like about Vietnam, and then he's telling her about like the sunrises on the run and
Yeah.
everything like that, and she goes, God, I wish I was there with you, Forrest. And he
He
goes,
goes, you were.
you were. And
Oh,
I
I'm
was
getting
like,
chills right
I
now.
was like, the fuck?
I'm not gay. You say to the ether.
Like, what the fuck, dude? That's fucked up.
Can't believe she just did that.
This shows she's a good person.
Dude, yeah, that's a good film. There's some dumb hipsters who like to shit on Forrest Gump, and I say fuck you to all of them.
Well, one of my favorite lines, and have you seen This Is the End?
Yes.
When they're like pegging Jay as a as a hipster.
As a Gump denier.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're a hipster. And he's like, I'm not a hipster. And they're like, I bet you hate things that are universally loved. He's like, no, I don't. And they're like, did you see Forrest Gump? He's like, oh, I thought it was a horrendous piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I just love that line.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you describe Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's a horrendous piece of shit.
Horrendous piece of shit.
Yeah, that's Craig Robinson. I bet you hate things that are universally loved.
See Forrest Gump? Oh, yeah, I thought it was a horrendous piece of shit. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, Emma
I'm
Watson's
familiar with it.
So good.
Oh, my God.
Man. But no, you got to see Top Gun, and then we got to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've
So
been
good.
meaning to. I've just been so busy being a fucking athlete, dude.
not easy.
Chopping wood. Did I tell you I found enlightenment in the race yesterday?
You did.
I found straight enlightenment, dude.
You found inner peace, huh?
Chopping wood. Do you know what I mean when I say chopping wood?
Like putting in work.
Carry water, chop
dude.
wood.
Mhm.
That's all you're doing.
That was
All I was
who
doing.
was it? Greg Schiano, who has bounced around a bunch of coaching jobs. He was the coach of Rutgers. And in the middle of their locker room, he just put a big piece of wood with an axe in it, just right in the middle of the room. Because he's like, we're chopping wood.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I was doing.
God.
And it was good. I planned it out because I ran the race last year, so I had different plans.
Yeah.
This year going into it, be like, all right, walk up that hill, eat this, drink that amount of time during the fucking race. I know where I was at. And then I got my buddy Seamus to meet me at mile 18 with like orange slices,
Nice.
which absolutely was a brilliant idea. I felt like it was at the end of an A-Team episode when I was done. I was like, I love it when a plan comes together. That was fucking beautiful, dude. It was fucking awesome.
Seamus rolls up in the van with his mohawk, and he's like, eat this, fool.
Yeah, for real. I swear to God, dude. It was like that because when you're running like a marathon, everyone on the sideline is like waving like, good job, keep it going.
Yeah.
And that's why I was in the fucking zone. And then I heard, good job, you want an orange slice? And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, that's weird. Seamus was supposed to bring me some orange slices. Then I looked up and it was him. And I was like, oh, I was so fucking not focused on anything.
Like came out of your trance.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
he's like, how's it going? I was like, I'm in the zone. He's like, you're chopping wood. I was like, that's fucking right, dude. Let's keep
go,
going.
dude.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. That's like,
That's
not to be like, you got to get out there and run and feel the high, bro. But I felt something.
I've heard about this runner's high they speak of. I've never gotten it. I hate running.
I think Artie Lang has the joke about like comparing a runner's high to a heroin high. And it's just nothing fucking close. I'm not even going to try to do the bit because
Yeah.
I don't know it, but
Right.
it's good. You
I'm
should
sure
look it
that
up.
Artie's done one of those two things.
Yeah.
I give you 3 guesses which one it is.
But yeah, man. Let's get back to telling jokes.
Let's get back to telling jokes. We're getting
Look at
back
this.
in it. We're
I recommend this. Put your phones away, you fucking sheep.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I love you guys. If you're listening right now,
Probably listening on your phone, actually.
yes.
Most likely.
And I still
statistically.
listen to podcasts on my phone.
Yeah. That's the one thing keeping me from dropping the phone is I'm always listening to podcasts.
Well, yeah, you just allow yourself to only listen to podcasts, though.
Yeah.
You got to have that sense of
Have the
control
discipline.
to be like, I'm not fucking getting on Instagram right now. God damn it. Believing it somewhere away from you. That's what they all say. That's the
Yeah.
key. And I'm preaching that. I'm like,
My plan is I'm going to probably start doing it tonight is I'm going to leave my phone next to my notebook in the living room. So when I get up, I have to go to where my notebook is, and then I can look at my phone, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll write something.
and if it's right next to your notebook, you can feel guilty every time you grab your phone.
Yes.
So you're like, I'm choosing my phone over my passion.
Over my over this thing I'm supposed to be doing.
Over my passion.
Over my
and
dreams.
my will to live. All right. Choosing.
My only reason to exist.
Dude, that's literally what
on
I
my
was
phone.
doing with my phone. It's like, I'm choosing this over my fucking sense of being, dude.
I think I figured out what your sweatshirt is.
What do you think it is?
It says UHF. Is that the Weird Al movie? UHF?
No, it's Huff.
Huff.
HUF. It's a skate brand. I'm a poser, dude. I wear all skate shit, but I don't skate.
I used to wear skate shoes 'cause I thought they were comfortable, but I don't anymore.
Yeah. You don't like Vans?
I used to wear Vans all the time.
Really? I love Vans. I don't wear them all the time, though. They're just like my poser shoes.
Yeah.
I wear them when I want to be a poser.
when you need to pose.
Yeah, when you buy the Vans there, the first time I was buying some, they were like, are you going to use these to skate? And I was like,
No.
no.
They're like, get the fuck out of
They're
here.
like, oh, okay, you pussy. Here you go. It's going to be an extra $45 for you. I was like, all right, thanks.
Well, before we go, so I just added the last name to our summer stand-up series. So it's kicking off June 24th and 25th. We've got Corey David coming
KD.
back. KD, friend of the show. Always glad to have him back. Such
Love
a good
Corey.
dude. Great
Fucking
dude.
man, funny guy.
And then 2 weeks later, the one, the only Mr. Sean Patton is coming back.
Jonathan.
The best.
Yep.
One of the funniest guys on planet Earth.
100%.
Unreal.
Most
He's so
underrated
funny.
comic.
Oh, yeah. And Caitlin Cook's coming with him. She's been
Nice.
fucking killing it with
Yeah.
that show that she's running in New York right now. And then 3 weeks after that, the 29th and 30th of July, we've got the very, very funny Mr. Sam Talent
Woo!
coming in, which I'm fucking stoked for.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in person.
I still got to read his book. Every
It's
time
good.
I hear his name,
Did I give it to you yet?
Uh-uh.
Say
No,
it's
I
up
should
here
take
if
it,
you
yeah.
want to take it. And then 2 weeks later, friend of the show, MK Paulson, is
Yes.
returning triumphantly.
Silly bitch, dude.
Dude, love MK.
He is a silly little bitch.
He is just the most gigantic, silly little
Oh, I
bitch.
can't wait to fucking see him.
He's the best. And it sounds like his recovery is going well
Good.
from his terrible knee injury.
And his
suffered here.
horrible drug addictions.
Yeah. Well, that's probably
His
not getting any
recovery's,
better.
his recovery's fine.
Yeah. Half of it's going well. 2 weeks after that, August 26th and 27th, Brent Gill is coming
Gillian.
back. Hilarious. A fucking animal.
Yeah,
that
he hasn't been
guy.
here in like 2 years. That'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, actually, he's been here like 6 months ago. Or no, how long has it been? He was here this winter, wasn't he?
No.
It was
Fuck
the
no.
summer. It was last summer, wasn't it?
Maybe last spring, 2 springs ago,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, he's coming back though. I just got to see him though this winter a couple times at the
In
Boulder
Boulder,
Comedy
yeah,
Show,
yeah.
which his show is awesome. He's fucking amazing. And then rounding up the summer series in the middle of September, the 16th, 17th, we've got Sean Donnelly.
Uh-oh.
Sean Donnelly
Uh-oh.
coming out. Very funny, goofy dude. He's been on Late Night a bunch of times, a bunch of different spots. A connection from our friend of the show, Matt Ruby.
The Rubinator.
The Rubinator, dude. And he's got some cool shit coming down the pipes. Matt Ruby does.
Matt
Stay
Ruby's
tuned.
the man. I saw Judd Apatow just retweeted him.
Really?
Yeah, one of his so Matt Ruby wrote like an essay on like something. I couldn't get all the way through it just because I'm a fucking asshole and I wanted to get off my phone.
Yeah.
But he wrote an essay on like how Carlin basically wrote and was saying like, you know, he didn't write on stage.
Yeah.
He was pretty much spoken fucking word going
Yeah.
through it. But then Apatow retweeted it after he put the documentary out and shit and was like, great article.
Yeah.
It's like, of course. Dude,
Dude.
if Judd Apatow's telling you great fucking writing.
Yeah. Well, Ruby is
Get on it, dude.
he's so prolific.
No, I'm
dude.
telling the people to get on it. Matt Ruby is fucking, and he's coming out with that fucking Substance special soon.
Yes. That's going to be interesting, dude. He's a super interesting guy. I've just briefly told the story before. I'll rehash it again. But when I was driving him to Boulder after our show, after we did our podcast, and we just sat in the car. We got rerouted because of a snowstorm. We're in the car for 6 hours together, but just like listening to podcasts and like he's such a he takes it so seriously. Like he's a real like true craftsman
Yeah.
when it comes to jokes. Like
He's
he thinks
very
about all of
calm.
it. Yes.
He's the, like super zen, calm fucking dude.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's not attached to any of the outcomes from comedy.
No.
And that's, I think, what you have to do
Yeah.
in order to.
And also
I
he
think he's-
murders.
Yeah, he's fucking so goddamn
He's so
funny.
tight, dude. He's
That's
so
the
good.
important part.
So yeah, he's been an awesome ambassador for us, like a lot of other people, and he's been going around New York being like, hey, you know, there's this little place called Steamboat Springs, Colorado that does shows. You should hit him up. And so I've been getting emails and shit.
Because he's a good guy and he tells the truth.
Yes, because he knows what's fucking up.
Because it is fun here.
Yes.
God damn it. We
damn
are
it.
fucking funny.
We're validate us, God damn it.
God damn, validate us.
So that's gonna be awesome. Super excited for him. And I think the way things are sitting out, we might add a show in October. Not sure yet, but if not, that'll be an awesome end of the summer series.
Yeah, it'll
buddy.
be a big summer.
It'll be a big summer.
Another fucking summer.
We got a lot of work to do, buddy.
Yeah, we got to tell some jokes.
We gotta tell some jokes.
Fucking A, I'm excited.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, come see us tomorrow or today. I think is when the podcast.
Yeah,
will
open
come
mics
out.
are back on.
Open mics are back. The About Spelling Bee is back too.
Hell yeah.
Every Wednesday, always a great time. Love doing that. So check it all out. It's all at steamboatcomedy.com. You can actually get tickets for all the shows. It's already, all the links are up. I did that today. So we're going to be making shit happen.
Yeah. We're gonna keep rolling.
And keep rolling, buddy.
Keep fucking rolling.
Why not?
You know what, listeners? You can't stop the waves from crashing on the shore, but you can learn to surf. That's a Zen saying. I got it.
And we're done.
And we're
Boom.
cutting, dude.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.